Hello.
Hey,
Not much. You?
it's just us for this moment. So, welcome back, everybody. Let me get to my notes here. Right. Simar. Yeah, okay. So, the session started off with Vondar sinking to the bottom of a fiery maelstrom with Tim in tow. And then Tim decided that he had something better to do and decided to throw Zar, who is not fire immune, into the lava. Oops. After surviving to the bottom of the maelstrom, Vondar quickly figured out the puzzle without. It literally was like he took a look and said, "Oh, that's how this is done." As he figured out that it is metal singing that opens the door. The door was opened. They entered the lands of Infernia. Met with a sort of strange landscape of lava, of multitude of colors, different types of rock, things like that. They advanced their way towards a space that Vondar's perception just kind of told him to go that way. And having to drag poor Zar along because he wasn't supposed to be there. Fortunately, Zar has great constitution, so he didn't burn from the inside out, but his body was heavier than heavy. So, to someone who has 50 strength, that's irrelevant. They met with Ignis in his palace, which was clearly too small for him. He basically gave Vondar his blessing and the right to learn smithing from him. He suggested that Vondar pick up some immortality along the way before he starts, because this is going to be a very long time to learn all of it. During which time, Simar decided to take another stroll into the City of Brass and trade the two plots that they have. Sold one to Vestile so that, or quote unquote, gave one to Vestile so that they could evade taxes, or at least evade more severe taxes, which things have happened, so I'm going to have to consult with someone on how things have happened. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Well, they bullied the Sultan, they bullied another Sultan, and then convinced him to fight. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good summarization of how Wednesday went. They went around talking to the various sultans and got wind and fire fighting now. Yes, they are. They're unhinged. Oh! That reminds me. Because it's a scenery change. Simar and Vestile, when you go to see the city of Brass, your image of the Sultan's palace has changed. It is now Technicolor. From the last time you visited, yes, but it's been like, I'd say a 6 month shift in difference. So you would. Yeah, it doesn't look like the structure has changed, but it looks like it went over, had an amazing paint job. or a terrible paint job, depending on your position on Technicolor. It also looks kind of like it's living because the walls like undulate a little bit. You don't know that. So yeah, things happened on Wednesday that definitely have some repercussions to you, but not much that would actually affect your party. Just it affects the story and the scenery a little bit. After which, you guys made your sales. You did some more business inquiries, and then all kind of met up on. Oh, actually, after that, you returned to your base, and while he's not here, I can still say that he showed up. You found a bear digging in your front yard. And promptly hired him to help scrape out the fire crystals. It's like that person you've hired them to do one job and they just never leave. Um. Sorry. So he showed up. Vondar and Zar showed up a little bit later after conferring where you were. And all right, that's a good enough excuse. Um. Right. So beyond that, you guys started to talk about various business ventures to create the Red House. Um, basically a modification of a greenhouse to house the dimensional plant, the native plants on the plane of fire. You decided to see if you had any leeway in Ashton after your heroic efforts. You found that you had a great reception. The Duke there was absolutely on board with helping you out. He waived a bunch of fees and quite literally cut the red tape for you. And so you landed a nice zesty deal of 2 plots in the warehouse district for 100 IP a year, which is not bad at all. But keep in mind, the Duke did say he reserves the right to establish, have everybody come back to the table to establish maybe business taxes if that's something that they have to establish in the future. Well, actually, they don't have business taxes at all right now. That's the problem. A lot of the city's infrastructure politically is being revamped. So, um, but basically, your project also got some backing from a place that you had not realized was a thing called the Jade Empire. They're apparently really good at building vertically, and you got some help from the dwarves as well. So after that, you guys decided to go hunting for materials and found yourself a couple golems and a bunch of loose material. Yeah, that's pretty much where we left off, was you examining said golems. mean, ash makes good fertilizer, but fair enough. Hmm. I don't. I want to say that it's actually more like there's just residual light, like constant light. Um, yeah. That is actually something that I am not aware of. Let me double check. Lane of Fire. Hmm. There actually is a sun. I'll be damned. But apparently it's almost negligible because even when the sun is down, it's still particularly bright in the Plane of Fire. Flame Flower. Oh, this is gonna be so fun when we get to this point. Alright. Alright, so what is the first to do on this agenda list? Assuming Vondar accepts said golems. Vondar, as you're at your forge, there's the regular tourists that show up. You can, with your perception, you can hear about there being this war that you had not heard about before that's been lasting for the last 6 months. Based on the whispers, you know it's near a place called Skyhome. You're like on the complete opposite side of the plane of Skyhome, so you're good. But just so you know, it is relevant topic. Alright, so golems are dropped off. You find yourself on a woodsy path that is covered in fallen leaves of orange and red trees that do not look like they should survive here because the trunk of their tree is like scorched. But they do. The leaves actually almost seem to be alive in terms of like They appear to be made out of flames. Oh, taking some time. I guess we'll go around the table here. Vondar, you just got a shipment of golems. Are you following him, or are you doing something else? Okay. Any particular project? Okay. You can do that without any rolls. You're pretty good at your job. Uh, Zar. That is your name. Zar, what are you doing? Right. That's right. Okay. Well, guild guild's always happy for more the merrier. Zar. Zar assigned 72 people to work in subtunnels. Yes, Bestial. What is your fun? Why does this deal have negative 562,620 turns on concentration? That is wild. Oh, Gar. Let's see. Brathel Guard. This deal, odd or even high or low. As you observe Brathel Guard's people, you observe their household, you observe the rumors that you can hear. It's unusually quiet. Like someone with that high of a station, their name gets casually dropped a lot by people who think they know them, people who want to say, they want to get to know them, or I mean, most nobles have their hands in a lot of pies to begin with. It is strange as you spend your time in myth. Is that? It's not talons. It's myth. Hold on. I swear I know my own map. It is myth. It was myth talons. I should never doubt myself. It's fangs that's the one that moves. Uh, myth, as you spend your time in myth talons looking into Archduke Brathilgard, you're getting the exact opposite of what you'd expect. You hear nothing. Like, no one's brought his name up. No one's talked about any of his businesses. No one's even pretended to be affiliated with him. It's almost like there's like he's dropped off the map. You even go by his estate because you have an idea where that is. And the usual guards are gone. The house appears to be. It doesn't appear to be. It, as far as your senses tell you, all of your various senses, it is empty. This is pretty much a massive country estate in the middle of a city. It's crazy how much space is dedicated to one man. Nothing. Not even their guard. Not even the normal guards, the gardeners, none of the household staff you'd expect. Like obviously, the family could be out doing things, but there's nothing. There's not maids. Yeah, yeah, exactly. This is a noble estate. Yes. You don't even hear rats. Nope. But I mean, what you do pick up on is there has been some strange activity recently of entire families going missing. Now, what you've heard up till this point from the various rumors and conversations you're just picking up on, they haven't been something as high as the Archduke, but commoner families, even some lower end merchants who aren't doing too bad for themselves, but they're still barely above commoner on the scale. Families are disappearing, and the basically it's like they're there one day and then just completely gone the next. Like no trace. You you have magic, right? I mean, you have sea magic, right? There, and it does extend to your vision range because you've been near his house. You will recognize that there has been some residual magics that you would see. They're not active spells, so you would know that these have been cast here, but not so recent that they're active. Hold on. I have to always remember what school of magic this is. I swear. Is it's corrupt. It baffles you a little bit because it's conjuration 1 second, but then it's like your senses want to tell you it's something else as you focus in on it, trying to, maybe pick up on what spell it was specifically. The school, almost as you focus on the magic, it's not conjuration, but it feels like conjuration. Something feels weird about this. I will say you have felt a similar distortion before. And as a memory mage, I can't ask you to make it. Due to unseen forces, odd or even high or low. Nailed it. So this goes off without a hitch. As you start peering into the past, for the briefest of seconds, nothing comes to you. That familiar feeling of time reversing, so to speak, at least your perception of it. And it's strange to you. And then you almost, before the image starts playing in front of you, it's like 1,000 hands that are glowing red, black, and orange reach out for you, but then disintegrate as your ability resumes its normal function. And it's a disturbing sight to behold. You see maids, you see guards, you see various staff members, and you see the family. In summarization, a fiendish-looking creature appears behind them one by one and just pulls them into a portal. It is not any known fiend you have ever seen or even read about in a book. And that's part of what baffles you, because this, like, you've studied and you're high enough level that you've come across quite a bit in your adventures. But the spell that it's using is what fascinates you the most. As a god of magic, magic is part of your profile. So the spell should be known to you. This, at first glance, reads like a plane shift spell, but something feels wrong about that. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you see the spell's reverse activation, and you can see the sigils that you would recognize as plane shift, but it is not plane shift, and your portfolio is quiet. Both. Not only is it not the plane shift spell, but it almost seems like this spell has nothing to do with magic. Yes, that is a good summarization of what is happening here. Okay, it'll take you some time, but you'll probably find. I'll let you know if you find something. Well, there was that incident 6 months ago where a bunch of Ifriti nobles went missing. Less than a day. No, this is the first set of nobles to disappear. The rest were commoners or low rent merchants. As far as the rumor mill is concerned, it's just Smith Towns at the moment. Roll that D100. Do you know where you are?
Do you want to? I mean, I don't know if there's anything that you can do here.
I can try to open a rift to him if you have something that lets me identify him.
Sure.
Can we find his teddy bear?
I mean, a picture would be better, but...
Larry's going to get forcefully ripped out of wherever he was and put where Vistil is.
We're in the courtyard of Archduke Profligard at this point. This is a couple hours after I've done my snooping, and my copies of his activities are safely in extraplanar custody. As whatever I find. As Zar comes back, I assume Simamar does too, and Bondar? Or are you Bondar busy?
I'll come through.
Okay.
I will be slightly delayed as I am going to have to rift back to look at my notes. Wrong notes. Ashton, and put a note on my door that says, if you come by, I am currently dealing with a crisis. This is my guild card contact information. And then I'll go to the seal.
There's every dwarf that goes by is going to prank you.
I fucking swear.
Sure, you have time. Like I said, I had to gather supplies first. I will conjure a minor image of the entity I saw.
Ugh.
That's the Duke?
That's what took the Duke. But don't worry, Duke isn't winning any beauty contests either.
Do you think that is a unique creature? You know, hold on. I pull out the guild card and I hold up the guild card to the illusion. Does I identify it as a creature? Does I identify it as an illusion?
Data on creature is unknown.
Huh.
Give him a mustache.
Yeah, I mean, as versed as I am in the Arcana, the fact that I don't know what it is either. Only we had a name to assign to this. How does legend lore target? I can describe a person, a place, or an object for legend lore.
pretty sure you're gonna learn all about the steel. Guessed it.
Oh, maybe.
So are you casting Legend Lore?
I am indeed. Have high hopes, but I shall do so.
No, Kyle. Violet did not ask for you. Well, you definitely learned one thing. This creature has no legendary importance.
Understood.
Hey, Mondard, do you have something for this?
Do I?
Yeah, like when we were tracking stuff down, like together.
Oh, the hunter home?
Oh yes. I would need something physical from the person. Oh, we're outside his house. Yeah. I'll
Yeah. Just kick down the door.
I'll go in and find. I guess go to his bedroom and find an article of clothing of his.
As we walk down the halls, I just kind of, almost like a cat, just knock a vase off of a pedestal.
Nice.
That's the worst thing I do to him while I'm here, which it's not. Then he got it off.
Unless his soul happened to be in that vase.
So yeah, you're able to
Not
find.
making it
You're able to find what you're looking for, Vondar.
Alright. I believe it gives me the either direction or the plane they are currently on.
Netherverse.
Yep, there is another verse.
Fun!
Oh, that's what that does. So, like, if we go to the Netherverse, do you know, like, where they are?
Yes. Or the direction.
I'm assuming he has paintings of himself hung up, right?
Yeah.
Vain enough.
Cool.
So,
Ah, so that's what he looks like. Takes the painting off, chucks it. Alright, well, I'm ready to attempt to rip to him. I never tried it off of a painting before, but...
want to do that. Do we want to incur into the Netherverse? Is that something that's going to result in instant death?
No. Well, not instant death.
Eternal
Not
imprisonment
mine.
in the Netherverse is more likely problem. You can't leave the Netherverse under normal circumstances.
My rifts aren't normal.
Neither are neither is a divine plane, but I see your point.
I mean, if I can open a link long enough, well, or just to make the rift period, it'll be open for a minute, so you'd have a minute to pull him out. Unless there's some magical fuckery going on,
Well,
like aberrant magic.
I guess what I'm still saying is she doesn't give a shit that fuck's there. She just wants to know what's happening and why.
And why? And preferably, I would like to get the others out because
Oh, so maybe they might be in the same place. So
Yeah.
like, if they're in like cells, we could just leave his ass in there.
yeah, you could.
And if he's chained up to somebody else, then that's sort of Saab because to stay there too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So are we?
I would like to look before we leave, if that's possible.
Okay. Well,
Huh?
I'm just.
Because whatever did this,
Here to open up a.
it opened a plane from Nether and took things into the Nether, which shouldn't happen.
Why?
Well, getting in is the easy part. Getting out. Right.
Oh, okay, that's true.
So what if he was in and he got out and then he went back in? Like what's
Oh, we
the
can ask him how to
use?
do it.
Oh yeah, we can do that too.
Sure.
Is there an adventurers guild in this town?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's a huge city. Maybe we should go there and make sure that there's not an active quest about this.
That's how I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's why you're the leader.
Yes.
So you're heading to the Adventurers Guild first.
Yeah. Is there anything we should like? Does anyone need to like take a nap?
Not really.
Yeah, go everyone eat.
And we need to go to the bathroom, so that's all around us.
Alright, so you make your way over to the Adventurers Guild. And it's busy. Very busy. Like a beehive that has been kicked busy. From what you can overhear, there are a lot of people trying to figure out where their family members are.
Why? What happened to your family members?
They just didn't show up to work, and we went up to their house, they were gone.
And did they owe somebody money?
No, not disappear overnight money.
Did they learn how to play the fiddle?
No.
Well, that was their problem. They should have learned how to play the fiddle. What's your family's member's name? What do they look like?
Tabitha, Moraine. She's a wood elf. Brown hair, green eyes.
Did she already pay off her debt? So she's an actual wood elf.
Grim, odd, or even higher low.
That's a highly odd question.
Nice.
Yes, she paid off her debts.
Well, congratulations. We will do our best to get back Tabitha.
Thank you.
Or wait, you're welcome. In Vestille, we pray.
Most certainly not, but pleasant travels.
Oh wait, is it supposed to be in Vestille we trust?
Not here.
Over there.
Bizarre. You notice a pendant around their neck. is interesting. If you would like to make a religion check, you can see if you know what this pendant is.
I want to see what we just killed. 42.
I have to remember what this god's symbol is. It is a silver pendant. With a crescent moon with a circle. Wait, no, that's not right. I swear it is.
He's a werewolf.
Oh, quarter moon. This one would be a silver. This one would be a silver starburst.
Sick.
Czar. You know, with a 42, and the fact that you're connected to a god kind of helps. That is the symbol for Corellian.
I mean, Czar's fine with still getting this person. If I was somebody else, I'd be like, yeah, no, that person's doomed.
Are there any questions on the board?
Is everybody in this room connected to Corellian? Is everybody wearing a silver pendant like this?
Pretty much. And to answer your question, Vondar, there is an emergency quest to figure out what's going on.
Take that. It'll be instantly solved.
Well, more specifically, figure out what's going on and return the family members if possible.
Damn you, steps 2 and 3.
Oh, looks like we're taking a trip to the Shadow Realm.
What's in the Shadow Realm?
The Neververse, the Never Realm, whatever the fuck it's called.
This deal.
Yes, sir.
Because it's you're the only one it's relevant to. Because I don't really think Vondar would have cared about something like this when he was growing up. I don't think the sheltered childhood of Czar would have been something they'd known about. And Simamar has been floating in space goop for the last 30-something years. Because you have perfect memory, you would remember clearly Corellian's victory. And his total domination of all elven races. As he is now heralded as the benevolent Corellian.
Do I have any reason to believe that that's bullshit? That's not what happened?
No, that's established fact, as far as you remember from your childhood studies.
That's not right. I, the player, know that that's not right.
Well,
He's
also,
kicking the fucking
as
dirt right now.
as the player, you're also aware that something happened to change time.
Okay, we need to go fucking beat up Wednesday's group to stop fucking with the timeline.
That one thing affected everything.
Oh.
You have to remember, tragedy was also a motivation for a lot of players to get better.
Okay, I need to completely rethink what the skill dependence on Corellian would be at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's up to It's up to you how you feel because the fact still didn't change that he was a fucking psychopath. But you're just not allowed to say that anymore because he won rather than lost. It's not Aikido who rules over the elves, it's Corellian. In fact, you guys remember having a nice conversation with him about getting the writers to join.
Huh?
You talked to Aikido because Aikido is the one who was the leader of the elves. That no longer happened.
Did he still tell us to take bread to the guy in the desert?
No. You guys just happened to pick up some bread, and he happened to like the bread that you had.
Yeah, because who doesn't like sweet rolls? Uh. Oh. Oh.
So is there just like one quest?
Yes, it's an emergency quest. Emergency quests are going to be like all encompassing. But there are definitely a lot of people reporting that this is a problem.
Well,
We need to find a way to get back from the Netherverse.
Yeah. Should we look into that?
Well, either we go in and out before the rift closes, or I know it's not concrete. They, in theory, make a rift to get out, but it is untested.
Thank you for volunteering, Simamar.
Don't have to do it. I think out of everyone in the party, I'm the best off if I get trapped in the Netherverse.
I'm gonna give you a silver star pendant in case. Here.
Neat. You know,
Now you have assimilated.
I'm not very religious, but thank you.
So, let's plan it.
Oh, Bondar said he wants to do some research. I say we let him.
I think I would also like to do some research.
Yeah. I can't think. At least for my character, I have no other means of transportation through planes outside of the standard means, so I'm kind of locked in.
So like, one of the times like we've been jaunting around, we were told there's pools in one of the planes that goes everywhere. Right?
You talking about the Astral Sea?
I was just there. And if Vondar now knows where the guy is, but if we go to the Astral Sea and he's like, that's the way to get there.
I only get the plane that they're on if I'm on a different plane. I don't think it would point me towards port.
Okay.
That
You're good at finding portals, Simamar.
within a small radius. But that also doesn't help the problem of getting into it isn't a problem. It's getting back out. That's the problem.
If it's a pool, you can just go back through the pool.
Well,
Why are the pools one way?
The pool to the plane of chaos that's underneath Arcset was a constant gateway.
Isn't Arcset back now?
Mhm.
Arcset's back now.
Someone roll me a d12 while you're talking about this.
One.
Okay. That'll be interesting.
Hold on. Hold on. If my theory about taking the Archduke was right, because they wanted to harvest people from this city, then maybe they have a stable transportation method within the city.
Maybe besides the boogeyman demon portaling behind people and pulling them in.
Yeah, because otherwise he could just take them from all over the world, and then there would be no suspicion,
Zar's writing all this stuff down.
or less. Maybe there's some sort of anchor here.
I see what you're getting at. I want to do an investigation based on the missing persons report to figure out a radius of where the disappearances are.
Archduke Estate. Based on your accounts, it's where the big white circle is.
Okay, I'm gonna reload my page so I can see the map because it's all black for me.
It's black to me too.
Me too.
That's because token vision was on. Thank you.
Okay. So the next step is to go to the center of that circle and then use my Horizon Walker feature to detect portals within a mile.
You do not sense a portal within a mile of you.
Okay. I will report back via the guild cards that I do not detect a portal within the area.
Is this area over here like the estate for the Archduke?
Yes.
One of these?
That's this one right here.
Gotcha.
Cecile, you said you searched his manor house, right? You didn't see any ritual chambers or anything like that, right?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
they raided.
No, you did not.
Okay. Besides, I think I would want to look at the
So for similar sake, that was about what the area you searched.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it's gonna take too long for me to go area by area searching for portals. I am having the suspicion that it is purely just them using their personal magic.
Did the first person go missing when people started fucking with aberrant magic in the swamp?
No.
This looks like an egg. And Steele, you said it's hard to get, or Fondar, you said getting in is easy, getting out is the hard part.
That's my understanding, yeah.
Do we know why?
Is it common knowledge?
Yes, the wish spell basically makes it so where the fiends cannot leave. Well, not just fiends, it's anything from the universe. Hold on, let me see if I even still have that conversation between me and him. Because that is sort of important.
You have it in endurance.
Did I? I actually remember to do that?
Yes.
It's not common knowledge. It's common knowledge what the wish did. It bans all fiends and demons from the material plane. No chance of avoiding it. They are further barred from leaving their plane to travel to the material plane, Feywild, or Shadowfell, with also no chance to avoid that. And then there's a bunch of yada yada yada. That isn't relevant to the question you asked. So, in theory, they should still be able to leave to other planes, just not those specific four: material, the Feywild, the Shadowfell, or 3.
And we shouldn't be restricted from leaving that area because
yes,
we're not
but it is common knowledge that people who travel to the Netherverse have not been able to come back. So what was originally thought to be the reason is now not the reason.
So the reason why they got kicked out might not be the reason why people can't return from there. Gotcha.
Right.
Were we banned from the Magi Assembly?
You were, but I'm gonna say it's probably lifted by now because the person who got you banned is no longer part of the party.
Okay, let's go to the Magi Assembly, see what they have to say. Do they know anything?
Sure. You enter a building that has the symbol for the Magi assembly on the front. It's all wood with rows and rows of books along a second floor. First floor appears to be more dedicated to training spaces and tables where you can kind of do research. You'll see an elf at the front desk. A wood elf.
will approach them and say, "You've heard about the disappearances that have been going on, yes?
Oh yes, people are frantic about trying to get answers to that today.
We have reason to believe that they may have been taken to the Netherverse, and we're hoping for information about how to get there and get back out."
Well, I can tell you that that has never been accomplished since the observed effect took place. What information we do know about the Netherverse is all secondary accounts with Netherites that were willing to give us information that they knew in exchange for assistance in whatever endeavor they were pursuing. We know the change happened when the planes formerly known as the Abyss and the Hells decided to reconcile their differences, and the most powerful of their creations, the most powerful amongst them, cast a spell that was so powerful that it merged the planes into one singular plane. During that time, the common theory right now is that during that time, when they were basically rebuilding their plane, they wove new planar effects into their reality so that they could trap who or whatever they can get to go into their plane. I've also been warned that, or again, this is a theory because no one survived to tell the tale, but the common theory is that also divinity would have less effect on that plane.
Is there any way to protect oneself against a planar effect?
Anti-aircraft.
Not that we're aware of. But there are forces out there that we at the Magi Assembly just do not document.
Right, what if we tried opening a gate from this side? Would people be able to come through?
In theory, that's how the gate spell works. I'm not entirely certain, though. I've not heard of any experiments regarding this. It's not been high on the priority list to interfere with the Netherverse as long as they don't interfere with us.
Well, now they're interfering with us.
Then you can be the ones to test the theory. See? Problem solved. Let us report to us how things go. If you can, that is.
Alright.
there's something you could tell them. There is the gift of immunity.
There is the gift of... What the fuck is the gift of immunity?
Oh God, why did my brother make you? Fuck it. You guys will hear Nightshade's voice in your head. There is the gift of immunity. If you raise it to a certain extent, you can make yourself immune to planar effects.
Well, that'll take some time.
Or just guild token.
Guilt of it. That's also true. That'll be quicker.
The gift of immunity? I didn't see that on the.
It's an anime power.
list. Oh.
And it's just called
Yeah.
immunity.
Oh. Alright, well, fuck it. I guess that I'm gonna go do that now.
Yeah, I'll head to the Adventurers Guild. Pick that up.
If you guys run out of tokens, I can teach you at least the first level of it.
Yeah, it's gonna take 2 weeks, right?
Wow. Yeah,
I'm-
but
How
I
many
mean, there's
levels
that too.
do we need to be immune to planar effects?
that's what I was just looking up right now. Nightshade would actually know this answer because he is a scion of the Firstborn, which is the class that allows you to create anime powers.
I've got like 600 tokens. Fine.
Yeah, we will be getting
Yeah. Let's see.
I don't know what immunity does, because I'm gonna max it out probably.
You would need probably the 5th rank.
And does that mean you dump it all into just planar effects?
No, but 5th rank's the rank that you'd get that particular immunity.
Do we get to pick an immunity for first rank, second rank, third rank, or we just say we...
Okay.
No, it's for everybody.
And as long as you put energy into it, you're immune to that?
Where's
Yep.
that list so I can find selections?
Under Energized Arcana. In the items directory.
Yep, let's find that.
Yeah, so the first
How many,
the first rank has to be something simple, like you're immune to any weapon made of bone or silver, something very specific. Or you can be immune to a group of animals, like a squirrel. Hey, we both thought the same thing. And then rank 2 can be a little bit more broad.
Right, but
You joked that 15 squirrels have taken out Emrakul before.
that's terrifying. So with the immunities, it's not like weapon where you just have access to everything. You just pop and place what you choose with your ranks. It is at this rank you get this, at this rank you get this.
Correct. Because this isn't always active. This is one of the few that you don't actually ever have to activate.
Ah, that's awesome.
How many tokens does it cost to get this?
Immunity is probably 20 tokens.
And then 30 tokens a rank?
No, it's only 10 tokens a rank. Wait, no, you're right. I think that's right. Alright, 1 second. I think he's right. It's like 3 points a rank if memory serves. Yes, it is 3 points a rank.
And this thing maxes out at rank 6?
Yes.
Yep. And
At least from the guild.
Were you
It's
putting
fine.
to 5?
Yeah,
170.
that's fine.
170 for 5? Wow. Alright. Because it's 10 per, so 30, 60, 90, 20, 150, 170, 200 for rank 6. Could a vampire take this and be like, I'm now immune to wood? Bahaha.
Yes, as a matter of fact. I am not going to give it
Perform.
away, but that may or may not have actually already happened.
Yeah, had I known about this, I would have definitely done this with that one NPC I made a forever ago. Guild emblems are 100 tokens, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I will turn in 2 guild emblems then.
Best deal. I think I know what you're taking for rank 1.
Don't say wood.
Actually, it's Chocobo Talons.
Yeah, chocobos.
That's too broad for level 1. But Chocobo Talons is perfect. You can use you can say Chocobos for rank 2.
I'm still gonna be afraid of them. Do you take exhaustion for rank 4?
Rank 1 says, under specific conditions, such as in water, a specific time of day, at home, can I get immunity when I'm in my forge?
Yeah, that'd be fine. I'd also allow exhaustion at rank 4.
I mean, I think I'll pick up immunity to exhaustion at rank 4. Man.
And then 5, we have to pick netherite effects, or we can pick planar effects.
Planar effects is
Hey.
5.
Jet, what's that ingot that we got when we were sailing on a boat and we went into the merchant ship that was attacked by the water dragons? We pulled out all of those ingots, and there was that one ingot of like, hey, this is from a planet, and if this gets forged into a weapon, it can like destroy planets, and we gave it to Vondar's patron deity, or
Primus Metalis.
Primus
think.
Metalis. That can I make my rank 1 specifically Primus Metalis?
No,
Damn.
only because the metal that it is stronger than the god who made this power. But that's a good thought.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of something that's more important than like squirrels.
Chocobos. They're deadly, I tell you.
I love chocobos.
They're terrifying. Have you seen their beaks?
I guess I'm just gonna go with wooden stakes if I ever become a vampire.
It's fair.
And then R2. So I know my R4 is going to be immunity to the effects of exhaustion. And then our R5, our rank 5, is immunity to planar effects. So, since I'm going to rank 6, can I make myself immune to divine effects? And the reason I'm suggesting that, well, besides the fact that I decided not to go down the God route, but because I'm going down the Hersher route where I am embracing the beginning of the cosmos in order to remake the world in my reality, my mental image sort of situation. So it's more of a I choose not to believe in you, I believe in my own logic. I substitute your reality with my own.
I'd allow you to have immunity up to rank 10 deities.
Okay.
Actually, scratch that. Up to rank 14.
How many guild tokens would it be to go to level 7?
Total 200.
So 30 more.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, I think that is pretty solid. Now I need to figure out my 2 and my 3.
So essentially, you're strong enough to counter any god who isn't greater rank or higher. Just so you know.
Right. Not that I intend to fight gods, but if I have to. It is.
Why are you looking at Vestil like that?
Yeah, like, I feel very awkward.
What?
As he takes this, I'm just gonna pick up a rock and just chuck it at him.
I would like to point out that this does something kind of funny.
What happened?
You no longer receive the bonus from Fasteel.
Oh yeah, I've been the effects of Hero Seeds.
No, gods have an innate aura field that they give their allies plus bonuses.
Right, I have not been looking for that because it's only limited to like 30 feet. That's
But he's standing next to you. He doesn't feel the effect of it anymore.
I didn't even know that was an effect.
It is a thing, yeah. I should have been more loud about it.
Oh well.
But you'd feel the one from Nightshade when Nightshade's near you.
Yeah.
See, that I do look.
It's like a +4 bonus. It's not nothing, but it's there.
That helps.
What happens when I throw a rock at him?
He takes no damage.
I mean,
What happens if she throws a rock at anyone?
They take no damage. No, I'm telling you.
I throw a rock at Sahar.
Probably would take no damage.
He probably would take no damage. But for different reasons.
Exactly.
I catch your rock.
I mean, he does technically know deflect missile.
Well, this is going to make the message of use much harder.
alright, so for rank 3, it says major role in the game examples cold, fire, heat, unarmed attacks, broad weapon types. So, resistance to all damage types. And with my Lichstone ring, I have immunity to everything that I have resistance for. Does that mean that I am resistant slash immune to to radiation, or would the gaining immunity to the effects of radiation be valid for rank 3?
That'd be valid for rank 3.
Okay.
I'm immune to magic damage now.
Same.
I can now fight the sun and probably win.
I also took immune to magic damage, so but still. You know, if me and Vonda are in your AoE, go for it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
It's
as long as you don't bypass immunity.
It's getting to a point where my baby 29 AC isn't mattering anymore.
My AC is the opposite of that.
92.
Okay. I made my R2 just wooden weapons. I use wooden weapons, I shouldn't be slain by them.
That's fair.
I chose in my forge wooden weapons, unarmed attacks, exhaustion, planar effect, and magic.
Oh, you got something against wooden weapons, Wonder?
He's also got something against being punched, apparently. I feel insulted.
In all fairness, you're all the scariest people that I know, so...
Uh-huh. I mean, it's fair. It's absolutely fair. And Nightshade did admit several times that he has the divinity for evil, so...
Okay, well, this was, Simar will put his hands here, this was a wonderful exercise into the unknown. And now that we are prepared, let's go save some people. If everyone has any last minute preparations, I am going to open a rift to the Duke very soon. Whatever his fucking rank is.
Archduke.
Archduke. Yeah, thank you.
Your rift opens.
Oh, let me roll for mishap. Oh, I should have gained immunity to teleportation mishaps.
That would have been, I guess, a little longer too.
That would have been very useful. That would have been very useful for this. What's the damage roll again?
I didn't think that was a thing. That is a whole fucking mishap.
Damage, and you roll.
Oh, I know. I was just trying to remember what the damage is.
Oh, sorry.
You're lucky I roll better than you do.
Oh, did you roll on target for me?
I rolled a 91.
That's pretty good.
So, you see the portal open. The scenery on the other side does not look great. It looks like a lightless room with black stone and metal bars all the way around. You see a multitude of individuals in this room. Like, more than should be in this space.
Yeah, crammed in here like sardines. We stepped inside.
I step inside and I start throwing people out the portal as I try to make room for myself to go in.
Alright, well, Simar and Zar take 15 points of force damage.
Son of a bitch. Is it magic damage?
I guess technically, yeah.
Magic item.
Nah. I hope these guys take more than 15 points of damage.
Oh no! Wait! Stop! I gotta remake the portal. I kill the rift and make a rift of Zar, or not Zar, the Bondar.
We will
I already
say
threw 31 people out. I already threw 31 people out.
they all live, fortunately. Oh no!
Wait, am I the only one here now?
No, I'm with you too.
He's just opening yet another rift. Ooh, that's an 8.
These guys are gonna be. I agree with you, Simamar. Yes, they weren't taking enough damage the first time.
Let's see, you're on target.
All
Yeah,
right.
another 30 come out the portal.
No. Wait, Zar. Wait. I gotta verify. I step through the rift.
You take 34 points of force damage.
Okay, that's a bit kingly. Close the rift. Leave Zar in the Neververse. Open up another rift. This on Earth.
Is there anyone
There
left
we
in this
go.
prison?
30. I'll say, yeah, there's still a good handful left.
Alright.
Vondar and Vestiel, when he opens the portal the second time, and you see people coming through, there are some dead bodies as they pass through the portal. 15 damage, survivable. 34 damage, I'm gonna say.
I'll be starting up with I'll start casting revives.
Seven people died.
That's easy enough to revivify.
Yeah.
Healing word.
Need spell.
Guys.
Alright. Your guys are able to extract all of the people.
Was Archduke Butthead in there?
Yes, he was.
Oh. Cool.
Zar, do you leave Archduke Butthead behind?
Wait. So it was. I've thrown people out twice. Was he one of the? If he was one of the 6 seconds it was open, then yeah.
No.
Oh wait, there's more people in here.
Yes, there's like 30 more. Zar, since you spent more than 12 seconds here, you will observe this is not the only cell. You're not sure how many there are, but based on what you can see, no. You have Aarakocra in some, you have Genasi in another, you have dwarves in another, you have what look like fish people, who do not look like they're doing very well.
Oh yeah, I'm breaking shadows, and I just start ripping bars off and throwing them all through his portal. Everyone's out. I'm not. I don't care who's anyone's in here. If they're a guard, they're getting thrown out. If they're whatever. If they're in here, they're getting thrown out.
Yeah, I'll jump through and I'll try to cast the gate from the inside, create another exit point if there's so many people. Back to the adventure skills.
And I'm gonna go look for Archduke Raffleguard.
Okay, so you got the portal that Sinmar's open, you got the gate that Vondar's open, and yes, your portal opens because you made yourself immune to the planar effects. And we got Vestiel looking for Raffleguard. Sinmar, are you gonna go back to the portal and help with the evacuation?
Yeah, I'm going to try to. So, as they're pulling people out, I'm going to be healing them with infinite healing words. And since we're in the Adventurers Guild, I'm going to be coordinating with the local adventurers that are probably watching this happen. Be like, hey, come over here, help. Start moving people over there. Blah, blah, blah.
Czar.
Stop talking, start moving.
Czar. If someone jump scared you, would you punch them?
I think I'm just in toss mode, so they just get tossed.
So, Vondar, you're watching all this unfold. You're getting the gate prepared. You're helping evacuate people. You just see this fiendish-looking creature sailing through the air as it fucking goes through your gate.
Oh shit, kill that one. Stab.
Yeah, unfortunately, as much as I would like to say, like, roll initiative, I'm pretty sure Simar on his own could kill one of these things. But, just so you know what the nightmarish creature looks like, because I finally figured it out. It looks like a humanoid-esque creature with a large upper torso that's shirtless, muscular, purple. It has a head of a goat, a head of an ox, and the head of a, well, three. You guys probably have ran into one of these. A night hag.
Huh.
Where's the bear man? He needs to kill the Scion shooter. This will have to do.
I got his cardboard cutout. Start hitting the demons with it.
It does enough damage to kill them because they don't have that much health, unfortunately. You'll find Rathelgard. He was in the next cell over.
I go to him in my original Vestial form, and I just kind of walk, not in any kind of a hurry, even as people are getting yeeted into this portal by Czar. I assume that, hopefully Czar has the wherewithal to, like, okay, Vestial's doing his thing, I'm going to leave that there and continue to throw people. And I'm just going to approach Archduke Raffleguard. Do you recognize my face?
No.
You know who I am?
No, I do not.
I represent and am the titled Archduchess of the Hykenian family. You caused a great deal of distress. With this act of swallowing blood, can we end our feud?
I think that would be the best course of action.
Your word?
My word.
I will disintegrate the
You disintegrate him?
No, I disintegrate the fucking bars.
Okay, fair enough.
And then I tell him to kick feet and get thrown. He gets thrown too. Extra hard. I say the Czar.
Yank. Eat.
It takes you a total of, like... How long can Kate stay up?
1 minute.
So you'd have to recast this a couple times because there are a lot of people here. By the time you're all of said and done, it is roughly 10,000 people of various species.
So it's not just localized to the city.
Correct.
There's another Czar outside signing them up for tunnel work.
You know what? I will do a little bit of ad campaigning, for, you can thank the divine goddess of magic, Vestial, that we came here today and rescued you all from the Neververse.
How many dice should I roll?
I'll take my shirt off if that helps.
You should make a charisma check with advantage because the shirt's off.
It's at disadvantage because everyone's repulsed.
You can't be repulsed by Bible.
Well, that's objective. I mean, the mer people may not think that you're pretty at all.
Alright.
But no, there's no need for for a charisma check. All you need to do is roll a d10,000.
Do you want me to roll it?
Since you're the one basically doing the advertising, yes.
1d10,000. Oh, I need to use full flesh R. Yeah.
Bastille.
That's a healthy number.
3,780 people are grateful and now start praying to you.
We gotta do prison breaks.
I will say removing your shirt helped with the elves.
Yes.
So now that we got those guys out of here, what do we do?
You guys want to find out what this was about?
Yeah. This seems like it was a major operation. And they definitely had something backing them.
I can't believe one netherite did all this. Over 10,000 people.
He took your idea, Vondar, and he took people from all over the place, so no one got suspicious. Until Bastille went looking, she got suspicious.
I say we take a look at that facility and see if we can find any clues.
I'm for that. We have the abilities, and I prefer to stop the root cause rather than just treat the symptom.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we always just treat the symptom?
No. Well, okay. In our attempts to treat the symptom, something else comes along and solves the problem.
Yes.
Is there any way out of this pit of cages?
You find a staircase. You find more cages.
Oh. I mean, it's a good thing that we came up here.
This looks a little worse though, because a lot of these people no longer look normal.
So probably contaminated by the plane itself.
Something like that. Some of them have horns when they're a race that doesn't have horns. Some of them have red skin when they should have blue skin.
So
a lot of them look kind of like goat people, or starting to look like goat people.
Who's still...
Pinocchio. We gotta throw them all in the ocean.
Huh?
Hey, salt water cures them. Or they get eaten by the whale.
Huh? Okay, who still has their rational thoughts?
Roll a d10,000.
Alright. Not a lot.
You'll see like
Simimar has to do all the rolling from now on.
you see like 300-ish people raising their hands. The rest of it is incoherent babbling.
Alright. Guys, I think we need to send most of them, if not all of them, to like either a super temple or the Nations Association to try to figure out what's going on.
Maybe we can find out. There's got to be more to this place. We can find out what's been done, what they've been planning, and then we can decide what to do.
Okay. Well, I am going to go and talk with some of the rational people to see what their experiences are and give them some comfort in magic and communicating with a person.
Are you here, Sabeth?
Yes, we are.
Oh, thank the divines. You're gonna have to. You need to hurry. They'll be back soon.
Oh, they're not so tough. Well, for us, but who are they and what have they been doing with you guys?
I'm breaking the cells of these 300. Well, these.
They came in and force fed us food, but it didn't taste right. Some of us changed. Some of us died. Some of us don't feel right. Women, even children weren't spared from their machinations.
I'm gonna try something on one of the ones that is not of rational thought. I'm going to healing touch them and see if the effects that they are under is a curse or something else.
It appears to be something else.
Okay.
Does it start screaming, "Oh God, no! Now I know what's going on to me"?
Gazink! No!
Actually, that brings up a good point. As you touch them, you do not feel the effects are a curse, but as you pass the energy into them, their body distorts. You hear bones cracking as this guy's shoulder grows bigger than the rest of his body.
Alright, sorry about
You are
this.
the
I
final
punch it.
evolution, Simimar.
I punch it. It's dead. I'm sorry. We'll fix you later.
It does explode in a visceral blood bath.
Huh.
And because you do that, the rest of them in the cell try to like get away from you. They're all like trying to get as close to the bars as they can, giving you like a 10-foot berth.
Yeah, that's fair. Sorry you had to witness that. Huh. That is very bad. Is it steel? Thought?
I don't know how to fix this.
2 uses of rewind to rewind them 29 hours.
You did not witness them 29 hours ago.
Oh. Okay, got it.
So the earliest you could go to is stopping yourself from
Well,
popping them again.
Alright, so, yeah, I will rewind before I touch them with Healing Touch, then.
Then they go back to normal.
Okay.
Because now everybody is trying to literally get out of the cell, climbing over each other because you've done voodoo, some weird shenanigans.
Okay. Didn't murder someone. I'm just gonna open the cell and let Czar sort them out.
Oh, I don't got no way to get him out of here. I just break bars and move people around. You guys are all the gaties.
If you need fist,
Alright.
you got good fist.
Alright. Yep. Let Vondar and Vasile do stuff.
Alright. Spotlight turns to those two.
Oh God, what do I even fucking do with that?
Well, my suggestion was finding out what's been done so we can find out if it can be undone.
They've been eating weird food.
Eating weird food.
Can you open a decompression plane? We can put these 312 in there.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll cast the Integrator Demiplane. Throw them in there, Zar.
Push on for the others. Just trying to figure out, like Thunder said, what, how.
After displacing the rest of them into the unit's greater demiplane, you find it's like yet another staircase.
I hope it's not worse up there, but it probably is.
As you get to the next floor, it is worse. There isn't a single person here who hasn't been affected or turned by this process. I would say on this floor you see a lot of Genasi, a lot of Jinn, a lot of Ifriti. Lots of the elemental planar people.
Investigate the environment around us to see if I can get any trace of the substance that they were ingesting.
Find some puke in the corner.
That's good enough. Can I identify the puke?
It identifies as puke. Expelled stomach substance.
Rondor, can you... Is the puke magic in any way, or have any like remnant of the origin of the trouble being in this?
Not that you can tell.
Cool.
nothing magical, but you also don't recognize any of the like food in the puke.
Well, I don't suppose there's anything else.
There are more
I'll
stairs.
go searching if I have to.
There are more stairs.
I'm just gonna keep going until I get something that's not prison cells.
Fair enough. So the next floor up, there are no prison cells. Instead, there are these transformed creatures that appear to be even more quote unquote evolved, standing perfectly in formation. And Vondar, on this floor, there are more than 10,000. You would estimate around 50,000. They do not seem to take notice of your presence. They are just staring straight ahead, arms at their side, waiting for something.
They were building an army for Mordor.
And then one more floor up, you come to what looks to be an actual structure, aside from what you haven't seen. In the structure, you'll find several odd-looking creatures, appearing to pore over maps and coming up with detailed presentations. Vondar, you get the feeling you're in the middle of a military base.
Okay. I guess that's thoughts.
A lot of what's going around is focus. Service level thoughts you would hear from several creatures that you focus on for a moment is basically they're talking about plans to finish converting the rest of the captors, and then they basically want to set them loose back where they came from. And then they want to use the confusion, or at least this is what none of these guys are high-ranking soldiers. You kind of get that feeling with the detect thoughts. So the strategy is convert everything that you've kidnapped into these hybrid demons. They're actually calling them half demons. Set them loose upon the areas in which they were kidnapped from originally, and then supposedly the higher ups are going to use the chaos to unravel the wish spell.
Because they're half demons instead of netherites, they can go back.
Exactly. And they're thinking they know how to unravel the wish. They think it's anchored to something. But again, these aren't high-ranking. None of these are officers, so this is mainly kind of the discussion between the soldiers.
I also speak Abyssal, so I don't know what they're speaking. Is it netherite, netherese?
Knowing Abyssal gives you enough to speak Nether, but it is Netherese.
It's like the primordial languages.
Yeah, exactly. Essentially, you kind of it's more of the same. They're just talking about the plan and how to move forward. You'll catch a few people talking about what they're gonna have for dinner later. And you'll hear one person complaining about the printing's not working hard enough. ever since they executed their grand escape plan. They've been low on printing manpower. Oh,
Alright, the huge phrase.
and what's for dinner? Steve from accounting.
Oh. Right back.
Okay. So I don't see any leadership.
No, not at all. Most of these guys look to be mid-level creatures, if you had to guess. Somewhere around CR 10 to 12.
If they haven't noticed me, I'm like hiding among the half demons. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast minor illusion to make. Wait, can minor illusion be? It can't be spoken words or something, right?
Correct.
Uh, oh no, it says creative sound can be whispered to scream. It can be.
Okay, yeah, so you definitely could be like.
I just want them to hear a voice like out of the sky saying where your boss is located, and then detect thoughts even if they don't respond.
They all look around confused. This gambit pays off as one of them is like, aren't they in the command center right now? That big building across the street? Or I guess he would say like across the thoroughway. They're not actually on like a city, but you get the idea.
I'll message everyone on the guild cards, explain the plan, sending this army, and then trying to undo the wish. And I have the location of their leadership.
Do we go straight for them?
Yeah, probably. Think we're ready for that? We can handle it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's not one of the absolute leaders of one of the princes of hell or whatever their rank is now. And even then, I'm still pretty confident.
Okay. So what's the plan?
I'll meet it back up with them and lead them to the command center.
You gonna be stealthy or are you gonna go loud?
I don't want the leadership running away, so stealthy, I think.
Who has the lowest passive stealth?
Am I with
I'm at 32.
My passive stealth is 28.
My passive
think Bestial's the. What is it? Bestial said that was what it was?
Yeah, it's 28. Mine's the lowest.
But I do want to say I'm still on the second floor, and I have a plan to go to General Jewel to start coordinating something with the people. So I will not be involved with whatever Bondar and
Okay.
Bastille are doing.
Yeah, you can go do that. When you're on the second floor, you see a bunch of shadows are just going around destroying everything.
Huh? Are they killing the people? Because that's a problem.
They're not people.
They were at one point.
So
At least 341 of them still have rational thought.
he already removed all those.
They're in. We're in.
Ah.
So it's just Bondar Vestiel, or is one of the Czars going with him?
Yeah. Once Zar's done doing that, if they haven't left yet. Or you try and catch up. If they have already left.
As you stealth your way across the yard, no one seems to spot you. As you enter the building that you know to be Command Center, you'll see sort of probably fairly large creatures. All the size of, well, they're huge, so huge fleshy masses. They all appear to be probably watching some sort of like detailed out listing of statistics. You see they've caught X amount of merfolk, X amount of Aarakocra, etc., etc. No, it's pretty split down the middle. This was literally happening everywhere. You also would see statistical data that suggests elves and orcs are more susceptible to this process they call halfening. The elves seem to have a 75% conversion chance, and the orcs have an 83% chance. All the other species float somewhere between 50 to 60%.
Alright, well, I'm activating Virgo, and I'm doing a ×4 crit with Spellblade on the nearest one.
And explode.
The irony is that you both will be able to defeat all of them given enough time, because taking immunity to magic damage makes this paltry. They can't actually hurt you. And you guys approaching it the way you did, kind of nullified their backup plan. So yeah, it takes you probably 2-3 minutes. These guys are pretty tough, but you would know. You know that eventually you defeated all of them and a creature called Mephorok. A very large, four-winged creature made of flesh and had great big black horns. Yeah, I mean, you've killed or at least subdued the command. It's up to you. I'm gonna say you have overwhelming victory at this point, so it's up to you whether you want to kill them all or you want to subdue them, how you want to handle it.
I'll kill them all, and I'll go out for their underlings.
Yep, immunity magic damage will do that for you. It takes probably an hour to clear the whole base. Meanwhile, Semamar, you said you were going to go coordinate with General Jewel?
Yeah, I'm gonna rift directly into his office and be like, hey, long time no see. Sorry to rift in on you, but we have a emergency situation. The Neververse has been transforming abducted people from the material plane and turning them into demonkin, and I got about 341 mutated people that go into a quarantine for study, so we can figure out how to reverse the process, because I tried to and I made one explode.
Okay. So what do you need from us?
Location and to put the people and staff that would be able to unmutate people.
Very well. He'll ring a little bell. Guy comes in, looks kind of sickly and weak. He can take you to wherever you need to go.
Awesome. Thank you, Gerald Jewel. Always a pleasure working with you.
Likewise. And the sickly man will lead you to basically it's just like an office store, but as soon as you go through it, it's in a larger space. You'd probably fit them all in here, sir.
Okay. So we gonna need some furnishings, at least beds, probably normal food, and then can you round up some wizards and scholars in demonology that have experience with conjuration and transmutation magics, I think.
We can see what we can scrounge up.
Excellent. So I will be working with the city to get the place prepared for when they are done with their righteous slaughter, and then Vasile can plop the people in here, because she has them in her demiplane.
Yes.
So an hour goes by. An hour goes by. You guys clear out the base. You leave no one alive. So between Vondar and Vestiel on the surface, and then Azar ripping his way through like the fucking Doomslayer. You guys meet up on the surface.
While we were scouring the base, I would have kept an eye out for any documentation about the transformation specifically and the plan in general.
Yeah, you can find those documents. It's pretty easy now that you're literally ripping your way through the base.
So I'll collect those, the transformation stuff for Mars efforts, and I'll destroy anything related to their plan so that no one tries to reproduce it.
Okay.
Back to square one, you idiot.
Actually, as you get done, General Jewel will come into the room and say, Simar, is this current party you're with as capable as Golden Twilight was?
When I was with the Golden Twilight, they are way more than capable. The Golden Twilight you remember, probably as capable.
Ask your friends when they're done clearing out the riffraff to let us know. We might want to make that our own forward base.
Oh.
This will be the kind of foothold we need to launch a military campaign against the Netherites. Finally get our payback for their attempted incursion.
We just did an
Well, now that we've leveled the base,
I'll say you leveled the base, but left enough structures that if someone wanted to take over, like, you know, like the shells of the buildings, they probably have enough here.
Well, timey-wimey, I would say that, you guys are fucking destructive as fuck, I don't know. But you would get the sending from Simar that, hey, the government's like, we could totally use that fort to start a war, well, not a war, but continue the war with humankind, so they want to take it over when you're done.
I wouldn't have been trying to destroy the buildings, and I don't do much AoE damage anyway.
I wouldn't have been trying either. I do the air.
Yeah, I'll be honest, there probably was some collateral damage due to Vestile's effects.
It's fine. But if you tell them that, I assume you pass along that you guys are done to Simar.
Yeah.
They'll ask you if you can open a rift to where they are, or a gate, whatever spell you use.
I will gain a level of exhaustion as I rewind myself, so I can open a rift to Bondar. Where it goes, I don't know.
I think it's just whenever you go to the Netherverse, you get zapped.
Is that off target?
It is slightly off.
As you open the rift, General Jewel literally sticks his hand in there, and you see the normal, like, wavering pattern of when something's slightly off happening. It just stabilizes.
Damn, that's cool. You need to teach me how to do that.
It's called Gate Crasher. And he just pulls the other side of your rift, and he rips your rift to be big enough to be like 100-foot hole in the air.
Oh!
You think that's cool? He stomps his foot, and you just see this black shadow expand from behind him, and Death Knight after Death Knight after Death Knight after Death Knight after Death Knight just start raising out of his shadow. He has a total of like 1,000 Death Knights. And then he just takes them. He takes them through the gate. Which, if he could do that, I want you to remember, Tragedy beat him. This man is his own army. So yeah, you guys would start to see through one of Simar's rifts all of a sudden just gets massively bigger. And then this army of just armored undead come through.
Hey guys, brought the cavalry.
There's probably like fires still burning from where things got just fucking annihilated.
Probably, honestly.
Yes, this'll do. We can make a forward base here. And all of a sudden he looks paler than normal. And the Death Knights just fall apart.
Huh.
You have immunity to planar effects, right?
No.
God damn it.
Are you an elf?
I'll start
Elves are
pulling him back
susceptible
through
to
the
this.
gate. Through the rest.
He
Well,
instantly
time to
looks
take
better
you
as
to
soon
the
as he's...
Adventure Guild.
You might want to get that horn checked out.
I unfortunately cannot inherit another anime power. I am at my limit.
There's a limit for anime. Oh.
If you break... He'll inform you. If you break the normal limits on certain anime powers, it closes you off from learning new ones. His weapon anime power is level 60. It had to be to reflect what the player originally wanted me to make out of that damn thing.
That's pretty good.
But he can't learn any more anime powers because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get you home. We can figure out how we're going to build a foothold in a plane that doesn't like people being here.
When we're talking about protection from planar effects, my first thought was, could Vondar try and craft an item that would grant one immunity?
Oh, absolutely. You have the knowledge now. You can figure it out. In fact, Nightshade would probably tell you if you can create a vessel that would be powerful enough to contain an anime power, he could imbue it with the anime power.
Okay. I'll create the item and get it to Nightshade. And I'll transport. Oh, I think I've used my gate. I think I'm out of charges.
Is the gate that Sumamar made and Jewel messed up still open?
Yes.
I would say, do we have a permanent gate to the Neververse in your basement now, Jewel?
Oh no, my gate crasher will let it stay open for an hour. But it's actually not gate crasher. It's technically called the invading army. It's its own special variant of gate crasher. As long as a doorway is open to another plane, he can force that opening to be up to 100 feet in diameter and last an hour. And then anything that normally would stop you planar effect wise does not affect him. Unfortunately, it doesn't stop the ones that are persistent after you get on the plane.
That's catch-22.
But I need to use the bathroom real quick, so you guys go ahead and fill the space.
Bastille, are you staying here or are you going?
I'll go.
Should I stay in bed?
Oh! Well, Bastille, let me show you the area that we have set up to take care of the survivors.
I can try to start helping them as well.
Can you open a rift or a gate to my forge? For you?
I can. I'm going to hazard a guess that that is going to stay open. So I will open a new route to Vondar's Forge. Which
I'm
is
going
on
to
my
stay in the foothold so that we have a foothold.
When I get Bastille oriented, I'll come back and hang out with you, Zor.
Don't you gotta go meet the Red House people?
They didn't give me a time that they were coming, and I left a note on my door with my guild card contact information. So when they show up, I would hope that they would send to me.
What if they don't have guild cards?
Then I should have probably gotten sending stones and duct tape one to the door.
What's duct tape?
It's this magical mundane substance for it's like resinous fabric that's been like rolled up, and you can pull it and cut it, and then you stick the strips to things and it holds things together.
And they named it Duck?
I don't know why. Maybe it was a duck that made it. You know, like
Things that were usually named after way it might make sense. Yeah, I can think about that.
They're duck folk race.
I mean, we have kinkus, why not?
I think Aarakocra can be any kind of bird.
A mallard.
I'll be right back.
A danger goose.
Danger goose. Is that an actual breed? Or is it just the goose part?
Just a
Danger part.
danger goose.
I just didn't know if there was a danger goose.
You know, here we were just BSing, doing, side slash downtime content, and we just happened to stumble upon a basically like a genocidal demonic campaign to invade the world and end the wish spell so they could conquer the world.
Which goes to prove if you are petty enough and you go after the people that mistreated you, you will fix the world.
Lesson learned: be petty.
Right? Is that what we learned?
I guess. It means I need to visit Arkset and go be petty with that Baron that put us in jail. Although I think he got killed, but I don't remember that. I remember his mansion got set on fire.
He was a full demon.
Actually, he wasn't. He was a half demon. He was one of the first experiments for this particular thing.
Wow, the deep lore.
Yeah, he was a Hellzork, which is like CR10 normally. And also, it's not
Nice.
necessarily because you were being petty, but I was literally rolling anytime you guys went to do something because this has been an overarching story since strategy was removed. And I was rolling this last campaign too. I just got to start it again.
And if you stumble across, like Vondar said, if you do small portions across everywhere, it doesn't get seen.
You guys certainly noticed it now.
And I wrote that down. Make sure you do small portions across the world so you don't get noticed.
Saw that.
So the small fires in the Netherverse, am I able to put them out while I'm waiting for Samar to come back?
Yes.
Or do they just not stop?
No, they go out. That's technically only a feature of the plane of fire.
I've never been to the Netherverse. I'm trying to figure out features.
Yeah, no, fair. Alrighty. Well. Vondar was going to his forge to make an item. Bestial was dumping people in a room and then trying to figure out how to help them.
Well, I know how to help them. It's just a very slow process.
How are you going to help them?
I am going to task Control Tab Delete to remove the happening.
I don't know if that would work in this case. Hold on. Can you use Control Delete to remove a race? Yeah, no, it's not conditioned.
Okay.
So, if we want to fix this, we're going to have to true polymorph a lot of people.
That's true.
But bump.
How many? Again, how many patients do I have?
312?
341.
Okay, 341.
At least that's what I rolled.
What is the average hit dice of my patients?
You have no way of knowing that. Because they aren't creatures.
They aren't creatures?
Not like monster compendium creatures. They're like normal people. They could have anywhere from a D4 to a D12 for all you know.
No, I meant the average number. Characters have. No.
The average citizen is the equivalent of CR2.
That answers my question. Are there any? Never mind. I need to make sure what I'm doing before I start asking very specific questions.
while Vestiel is thinking, Simar, what are you doing?
Zar had reminded me of that whole Jade Empire thing, so I'm going to real quick go to Ashton. Ashtray. I'm terrible with words.
Ashton was correct.
Like,
You had it
Ashton.
right the first time.
Ashton, go to the Adventurers Guild and turn in I believe it's an uncommon.
It is.
Oh, I don't have uncommons. I guess I will turn in a amount of guild tokens for a set of sending stones to then put that on my door with another note that says, if you are with the Jade Empire, please use the sending stone to contact me. If you are not, and you take the sending stone, I will find you.
Odd or even higher, low, Simar.
That is highly even. That is low odds.
Good to know.
It's going to take me about 17 hours, but using, by my calculations, now if there are any particularly huge outliers of that average that you gave me, I'm just calculating the time that this would take. I can use alter reality for true polymorph.
After the first one, you would find out you can't do that. So I'll save you some time.
Yeah, true polymorph.
They seem to have some sort of effect that makes it so where their form cannot be changed. Or, sorry, I shouldn't say effect. I should say it seems like they have some sort of racial feature that does not allow them to be changed. Just curious, Bondar, what shape is the vessel going to be for this power?
I think an amulet.
Anything special, or is it just gonna be kind of like regular metal?
Whatever. Oh, you mean design? I'm making it for General Jewel, and might be making more. I don't know. They need more, but I'll put the Black Empire's emblem on it.
Okay. You're able to do that pretty easy, especially with metal singing. Zar, what are you up to?
I'm trying to fix the shit we broke and make sure nobody gets a foot in our foothold.
Okay, fair enough. No one seems to discover that this base has gone dark. Simar. Where do you go after you tape the sending stone to the door?
With that, I will then make another rift to Zar to meet up with him.
As you get to Zar, your sending stone starts to glow.
Oh, will. Hi, Czar. I guess they just showed up. I will turn around and head back through the rift I just made.
Bye.
Hi, bye.
As you do that, you stumble upon the scene of this small dwarven child holding your sending stone up to his butt and ripping a really waiting. He seems to be waiting for you to answer so he can rip a really nasty one and then run away.
I just look at him, just this face of just pure, just blankness. Really?
What? I was not gonna do nothing at all. He throws the sending stone at you and just takes off. Unfortunately, they only moves at 25 feet around.
Prestidigitation. Put it back on the wall. Go back through my rift. Fucking pranksters. Damn youngins.
I mean, it's the old stay off my lawn problem. You tell them to stay off your lawn, they're just gonna want to do it.
Alright. Is there is this place an enclosed area or is it open?
It's more
Can
military.
I see
It's
other
more
buildings?
military. It's more military-based style, where it's a cluster of buildings, and while there's not like a stone wall on the outside, there appears to be some sort of like perimeter style defense with openings where you remember. Well, never mind. Two people who did most killing aren't here. There are bodies there though. There are bodies laying where two guards would have like stood on either side of the road and stopped passerbys who come through who aren't supposed to.
So now they got like rocks or something holding them up so they look like they're still standing.
Okay, fair. Hold it. What is that movie? Is that Big Lebowski? I can't remember. It's the one where they prop the guy up. He's actually dead, and they keep pretending like he's not dead for the whole day.
Oh, Weekend at Bernie's?
Thank you! We got a Weekend at Bernie's situation going on. Got it.
I was actually just thinking about a old black and white movie where they did that. It's like French Foreign Legion fort, and
Right.
they were kept getting slaughtered over and over, and they kept propping up the dead bodies like it was still manned. And there were like 4 soldiers left.
It's not a bad idea though. So that's what Czar's doing. Zimar's joining up with Czar. What are you doing once you join up with Czar? Zimar?
I got nothing. I'm just here to help out.
Okay, so you're both putting patchwork up. Bondar is making
kind
an
of
amulet.
doing the same thing. I kind of give up on trying to, help the unfortunate Sess.
Did Bondar? Did you happen to pass off those notes you found?
Oh, yes, I would have, if Basile said she was going to try and treat them, I would have given her the notes.
Okay, so Basile, you figure out almost immediately why this is not working. They were very thorough in how they treated these half-demon creatures. It is a natural process that it combines the planar effects of the Netherverse with natural plants called the corruption. I think it's corruption lilies or corruption roses. It's one of those two. It's a natural process between the just being in the plane and then having a non-netherite being consume this plant. If they do it long enough and are exposed to planar effects long enough, they will eventually turn into half demons. The half demons have a racial feature called amorphous, which does not allow them to be forcibly changed from their particular form. There is also another deadly racial trait of the half demons that if they die, their soul is just destroyed.
Whoops.
It's burned up in the process of their death.
Well, that's fun. I didn't even think of killing them and then resurrecting them.
Good thing you did. And Simar almost found out, but then he decided to rewind instead of using resurrection magic, which is cheating.
I don't have resurrection magic.
I know. I'm just
That's
saying.
bullshit.
I'm just saying you literally skirted the issue, and it was kind of funny. They prepared for everything but that.
I may have something, maybe.
Yeah. Send him back down here.
It's gonna double the time to take, maybe, but I need to read not a wish, a particular spell effect. Okay, no, that does not go around immunities. Fuck.
You took everything that looked important, right? Vondar?
Yeah.
Would a black scroll with sinister red glyphs be considered important? Or would that be considered a trash pile?
I would have identified it. Does burning destroy magic scrolls?
Yeah, you've heard of scrolls being burned before. As long as they're not made from
I
a
would
special
burn it.
material. Yeah, destroys the scroll. I forgot, I literally mentioned Plan B. That was their Plan B. And the fact that you beat the guy who was holding on to Plan B would probably indicate that he had Plan B. So, while Vestiel mulls over this... Oh, do you have an idea now, Vestiel?
No, I'm just saying, how do I remove a racial trait? I know one guy...
You kill him and you reincarnate him.
No. know one guy who could do it, but Vasile does not know him. So she's gonna have to ask for a favor.
Didn't Simimar lose a racial trait? Or lost his elfness?
I actually don't know. Well, so no, actually, because my original race was always Azamar, but I've been a Wood Elf Azamar since humans don't exist, and my Azamar was changed to a Void Azamar, but I'm still Azamar.
Pringles could remove steel racial effects.
Oh, maybe they like being half demon.
Couldn't. I'm sure Thea would be able to do something.
Yeah, Taya's gonna do the same thing I'm gonna do.
Maybe Kralon would be also motivated to do so. Is Krillin based in the city?
He
I
rules
believe
atop.
he was based in the other one.
He rules atop his Great World Tree.
Probably small, too small for potatoes for him, whatever.
You're two small potatoes for him.
Exactly. I am Divine Rank 4 now, so getting bigger. I'm a big kid now. You stop laughing now, Britton.
No, I wasn't laughing. I was laughing at the big kid reference, and I'm thinking, yeah, I got to pull up my pull-ups.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm a big kid now. Okay.
Commercial.
I'm just gonna do the obvious thing that I should have done before. Taking the chibi doll out of the bag, I'm going to bring not Mother up to speed. And ask for advice.
If it can be done through a natural process, it can be undone through a natural process, would be a fair answer. A wish spell might work, though I don't know if you could cast it that many times and still be able to cast wish after.
Absolutely not. It would be one wish if I wish all of these people were their original races. But even that is
You would also need the help of at least a Greater Divine to undo this. And that Greater Divine has to have both alter reality and divine creation. Or if someone, the doll is going to say this almost sarcastically because you can tell she does not believe him. But if he really does know Thea, then yes, that level of entity could easily fix this problem. The doll does not believe one bit that you know him.
If you want to, Simomar, or you could, or we could start to look down the natural.
I feel like this is one of those problems of it's better to just let higher powers magic the problem away. So I will kneel and cut my hands and pray to Thea. We got a problem. Bunch of people got turned into half demon people in the Nether Realm, and while we're back and we're trying to make them their original race again. Can you lend a hand, please?
The bleeding part was wholly unnecessary. You'll hear from right behind you. And Bastille, you hear a sound that imitates someone spitting out their tea.
I figure I add a little bit of dramaticness to the situation.
He would actually look different. Altering time actually altered Thea's course.
Oh.
He would have never absorbed the Tiamat aspect because it wouldn't have been as important to him. He would have tried to enjoy his mortal time more than rushing to the end goal as fast as possible so that he could deal with his literal antithesis. So he would still look skeletal, but it's not as prominent as an undead. It's more like you remember in the beginning I told you he looked like basically a skeletal structure and there would be like this ghostly visage of an elf on him?
Mm-hmm.
He's back to looking like that.
Oh.
Except he doesn't look like an elf anymore. He looks like closer to Vestile actually, in terms of he looks like an Averil, but a spectral Averil.
That's good to see you.
Yes. I'm glad you found your way out of the soup.
Yeah.
We were afraid when all we found was this and he hands you a shoe.
Oh, he'll take the shoe.
People lose more shoes that way. Is this the lot that needs help?
Correct.
You know what?
Yeah,
I have an even funnier way for this to work. He goes, you hear him go, "Oh, Charlie, I need your assistance, sir." And you'll see, like, fire, brimstone, shadow all kind of coalesce together.
Charlie?
Yeah, why waste a guardian's power when you can just call an attendant? And the entity who appears looks like this, except he's giant. So he's like Thanos on a giant fucking chair. Charlie, I need you to do a targeted removal of their half-demon race. Try not to eat them. The being on the chair, who looks infinitely more bored than he should, just holds out his hand, and this like black mist just jettisons out of his hands. And as it kind of just washes over all these people, you can see all of their demonic like features just being eaten away. And as soon as the last one's done, he just kind of rips his hand back, like it's all just comes back charging at him at like supersonic speed as the mist returns to the palm of his hand. Anything else, boss? No, that'll do. And he just disappears. There, now you don't owe me a favor. Can't say the same about that guy, but it's fine. He rarely comes down here.
I appreciate the assistance.
Good luck with whatever this is. And he just vanishes. The doll.
Right.
Why does he know death? Why does he know death? Why does he know death? It's actually like shaking your hip. Why does he know death?
Do I hear the doll?
I don't think you hear it so much as you do see it trying to physically shake Bastille.
Is she okay?
I look at the doll. What would you like to ask?
Why does he know him? I have to get on a waiting list just to talk to him.
Does the doll say that out loud?
No, well, to you, yes, not to them.
I've seen the doll talk, though, before.
It has, yes. She is refusing to talk to him.
Okay. I take my time with it, but I do ask, how did you get to meet Thea?
So, way back in the day, when I first became an adventurer, we were prison buddies. And we busted out of jail together and started the Golden Twilight. That's a really short version of it. Arcanet's sewers were filled with demons instead of rats.
The doll looks at you, Bastille. I thought you had better standards in ex-con, really? Of all the people in the universe you could have picked in all of the planes, you picked an ex-con. I thought you had standards.
Excuse me.
Wow, she is bitter.
Not as bitter as real mom. Or no, more bitter. More bitter is that's what I meant to say.
Stupid, feathery punk who can't decide whether he's an elemental, an undead, or a celestial. Pick one already! Again,
No!
not saying anything to you. She's just yelling at Bastille. I'm gonna go back to work. And she just goes silent and limp in your hand.
I wonder the little work she does other than being. Put her in the bag first. What little work she does other than being evil.
He probably does like a lot of mental stuff. He says tapping with temples, like coming up with formulas and magical stuff.
Because the dolls are distinct from the real thing. In a weird way.
Oh, maybe she does like magic stocks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, your people are cured. You've cleared out a fort. You have effectively shut down at least part of this operation. about another hour, Vondor will return with a amulet.
Essentially, I'll raise a nightshade to ask to use the amulet.
Tentacles extend out of the ground, wrap around the amulet for a second. They will imbue it with 6th rank immunity. The first person to wear it will be able to determine what each rank does, unless you want to set yourself under.
No, I'll present it to General Jewel and say, just make the 5th rank planar immunity, planar effects, and pick whatever you want for the others.
Awesome. This will be a great help. Can you open another rift for me, Dimwar?
Yeah. I will open up a rift to Zar. This time it will be on target.
Zar, yet another portal opens around you.
Run, attack.
You see a large skeletal-like man with ornate battle armor coming through.
This guy looks
He's now gonna spend like the next 19 hours bringing back his Death Knights that died because they went into this plane. And
19.
Nope. Sorry, say that.
No, I was gonna say 19 hours to bring back 1,000 Death Knights is still pretty good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what happens when you triple dump into a single class. And all the magic items he has on him for this particular purpose. But 19 hours, you'll be able to establish that pretty easy. And with that, I think that's a good place to leave off for tonight, so I can prepare some other stuff. Any ideas what you guys want to do after this, though, just so I can make notes? Thank you, everybody, for coming out to stream today. If you enjoyed our content, please feel free to drop us a follow. We would really appreciate the support. And tune in Mondays and Wednesdays for our D&D content. Want to keep up with the events and extra streams? Please check out our Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date on the schedule releases and updates for the streams, including extra streams that we may not have on schedule. And if you would like to see previous content that we've done, check us out on YouTube at Epitaph of Creation. Thank you so much for coming out today, and have a good night, everybody.